The Unreal Engine is one of the most powerful creation tools to grace the video game industry. Over the course of the years and its 4 iterations, the creation tool has given us a number of truly iconic games that push the industry forward. Suffice to say, Unreal Engine and its innovations over time have been one of the key factors in the fever-pitched pace at which the industry has been growing. After having been on preview for a while now, the 5th iteration of this massively acclaimed creation tool, Unreal Engine 5, finally saw a full release recently. Epic's latest engine not only delivers on new tools for better fidelity in games, but also introduces new ways to execute those visuals in games, movies, and beyond. There are some key innovations that take top honors in Unreal Engine 5, alongside several other tweaks, all of which make this iteration of Epic's creation tool much more than the sum of its parts. So much so that big players in the industry who previously used in-house game engines are now shifting to Unreal 5. But what makes it such a compelling tool? And how is it helping the industry move forward? Above all, what are the games being developed on Unreal 5? And how do they look and play? Let's find out. Hi, I'm Ishak, and this video is brought to you by XE Gaming. In order to fully understand the significance of the new Unreal Engine, we need to understand how a game is typically developed. Although in essence every game is built differently, the process of developing a game generally requires various consideration before the work even begins. In order to make the best product possible in any genre, developers need to decide the art style and scope and align it with the capabilities of the platforms they target to release it on. In a AAA game, these calculations are vital, as the very nature of these projects simply mean pushing those platforms to the limit while maintaining a steady frame rate. It would be very easy to make a game with hyper-realistic environments and characters, but what needs to be taken into account is the memory bandwidth and rendering prowess of the target consoles and PC. Even the latest generation of consoles have a threshold at which they function, and while the PC market may look mighty with the highest end graphics cards, the truth is that these high-end machines account for a small percentage of the whole market. The vast majority of gaming PCs usually are a few years old, with graphics cards that match the capabilities of a current or a previous generation console. So, developers have to find the sweet spot between how good a game looks and how well it plays in their chosen art style and genre, all while keeping in mind the memory budgets and GPU prowess of each targeted platform. Throughout the game's development, many vital pieces of gameplay and graphical elements will be tweaked. From a visual standpoint, things like lighting, shadows, effects like fog and other particle effects get tweaked the most. From a gameplay perspective, things like number of enemies on screen, number of interactive points in the environment, gameplay triggers, AI, and much more based on the genre is taken into account. This is a delicate balancing act, and various studios over time have excelled at this by thoroughly optimizing the game through the course of its development. Needless to say, all of this is time consuming and resource heavy from a development perspective. Unreal Engine 5 looks to find a way around these bottlenecks with a few groundbreaking innovations. First among them is Nanite, a micropolygon geometry system that allows for billions of triangles on screen at any moment. This system allows high-fidelity graphics in real time within the player's cone of vision. Unlike conventional rendering solutions, Nanite renders assets based on the player's distance to the asset and what is visible on the screen in real time. This enables high-fidelity rendering at extremely efficient memory costs. Add to that Nanite's other capabilities like easier kit bashing, improved landscape editor, and the general ease of use in the refined Unreal Engine 5 UI, and we have a tool that saves time and resources while providing highly desirable results on screen. The second headlining feature on Unreal 5 is Lumen, a global illumination system that enables highly realistic lighting in real time. Lighting is an immensely important aspect of a game, and one that costs a lot of memory and a good amount of time from the developers to get it just right. Lumen provides solutions for various complex lighting related issues. First off, it projects light from any in-game light resource with great accuracy. It also integrates global illumination on surfaces that reflect light, like mirrors and puddles. In a conventional development process, every lit environment has to be manually processed and tweaked. Hardware-enabled ray tracing acts as a stopgap solution for this, but the implementation of ray tracing varies drastically between studios, and it is not a solution for all demographics, as older gen hardware have no ray tracing support. Another lighting aspect that is generally time consuming is environmental shadows. Lumen supports fully shadowed skylights, so lighting projected from a skylight such as the sun in a game will also result in shadows being cast automatically in the game's geography, without any additional inputs from the developer. Sky shadowing is also employed on translucent objects and volumetric fog. What this all means is lighting is now far more realistic and accurate, with minimal tweaks needed from the developer and much lower strain on the system that runs the game. All of this done within a fraction of the time it usually takes. So we got a geometry system and a global illumination system that do most of the heavy lifting, shaving off precious time, which in itself massively boosts efficiency in the development process. But there is more. Quixel Megascan is a service built into the engine that offers high-fidelity assets for free. The company has invested years into creating a vast library of highly detailed assets using state-of-the-art scanning cameras. If there is something missing in the free library, there are additional assets available to purchase in the marketplace. What's more is Epic has developed an app that allows you to scan real-world objects using an iPhone and get highly detailed renditions of that object delivered as an asset, with all the processing done in the cloud. This type of service at this quality is truly unheard of. Then there is the MetaHuman Creator, which is a cloud-based service that helps create photorealistic digital humans, complete with hair and clothing in a matter of hours. All of these tools are built directly into the editor, enabling developers to fine-tune and iterate on the content without moving to external packages each time assets need a rework. Put all of the above features together and one can, in practice, put a game together without having to create any original assets. Developers can jump right into building the game with the assets from Quixel Megascans, and with the efficiency offered by Nanite and Lumen, one can create a hyper-realistic looking game in less than half the time, playable on a modestly powered machine. And there are some fantastic examples of such worlds already on the internet. You can see the results for yourself. Well, this is a big deal due to the innovations this new engine brings and the impact this has on the development process, and as a direct result, the output of games from studios all around the world. For starters, this is expected to and will no doubt shake up the indie side of business. A typical indie game today is usually a combination of pixel or hand-drawn graphics with an isometric view or a 2D platformer spanning across genres. But this can all change with the various options and ease of use provided by Unreal Engine 5. And in the AAA space, Unreal Engine has been adopted more widely than ever before, with studios like Crystal Dynamics and CD Projekt Red switching over to Unreal Engine 5 from their in-house engine for their next projects. What's more is Epic themselves have battle-tested Unreal 5 by releasing the last update of Fortnite on the new engine, with its massive user base being a perfect use case for heavy traffic. So this is now a tried and true engine that can handle the likes of Fortnite. If that does not inspire confidence on the engine, not much else will. During the presentations for the launch of Unreal Engine 5, Epic had stated that 43% of the games being developed for the now current-gen consoles are being made using Unreal Engine 5. This is a lot of games when we consider the sheer number of studios working on games for the latest hardware. There are some standouts though that have caught the attention of people. First in the list is Black Myth Wukong, a game that came out of nowhere and blew people's mind away. It is also one of the first games to have confirmed to be made on Unreal Engine 5. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 is another noteworthy title that may be closer to release than we think. This one really takes cinematic gaming to the next level, if the 6-minute demo was any indication. The next Gears of War is also made in Unreal Engine 5, which is no surprise given that Gears of War was born out of Epic Games and has been a showpiece for the graphical capabilities of Unreal Engine. What is a surprise though is big franchises like Tomb Raider and The Witcher moving over to the new engine. CD Projekt Red stated in an interview that the Unreal 5 is perfect for the kind of game they have envisioned for the next story in the Witcher franchise. And these are just the tip of the iceberg. I often consider the move from SD to HD format, the move from PS2 to PS3 or Xbox 360, the move from 4.3 format to widescreen as one of the most prominent advancements in the history of games and entertainment in general. Ever since then, there have been thousands of innovations in the games, film and TV industries, but nothing as groundbreaking, as significant as the move to HD was at its time. But the innovations baked into Unreal Engine fundamentally changes the way games and even movies are made today. And Unreal Engine 5 makes a bigger leap than ever before. And this does feel like an advancement that is equally as prominent as the move to HD. The video games industry is an ever-changing landscape, and there are too many aspects of it that are seeing radical changes, like big-ticket acquisitions, subscription models, and cloud infrastructures taking center stage. Unreal Engine 5 feels like another part of that changing landscape, and a far more significant one than those business-oriented changes. By creating an ecosystem of free creator tools with movie-quality assets to make creating games easier than ever, Epic have made something truly special with Unreal Engine 5. Although going by the interviews and thoughts from creators of all kinds of media, the engine is not without its limitations, of course depending on the use cases, but the efficiency and the ease of use it offers far outweigh those limitations. Plus, there are solutions being looked into by the community at all times, so it will keep evolving for the better over time. From a gamer's point of view, the future of gaming has never been more exciting, and Unreal Engine 5 is playing a big part in it. It would be interesting to see if the next big player in the space, Unity, comes up with something just as impressive in their next offering. We may have to wait for a while on that one. So that was an overview of Unreal Engine 5 and what it means to the industry today. What is your take on this? Do you think graphical fidelity matters as much as gameplay? Have you checked out any games that use Unreal Engine 5? Sound off in the comments. Let's have a conversation going. Until then, I'm Ishak, and this video was brought to you by XE Gaming. You take care, stay safe, and keep gaming.